race fans, welcome back into another edition of the NSRL. We're back finally on Tuesday night here for the Faith Fest 250 at North Wilkesboro. The restoration fully complete over the weekend as Cup Racing went racing for points finally. Trucks have been there for a couple of years now. But we're here for 250 laps. Stages at the conclusion of lap 70 and lap 140. 4 total tire sets for these drivers here this evening. 3 additional sets, 1 starter set. 0 fast repairs. Fuel run of about 125 laps. So fuel really not going to be a concern. They'll pit at the end of stage 2. And that'll get him, what, 265 at a bare minimum? So it'll all be that tire game on how they want to try and manage that. 100% fuel limit, obviously, to get him to that point. Air temp 85 degrees, track temp 123 degrees here in Wilkes County, North Carolina. Track length half a mile. Short track racing, pit road speed limit 35 miles an hour. And a southwesterly wind at 7 miles an hour, 6 miles an hour. Just me tonight in the booth. Art is out of town. So you just got me tonight. But it's a unique little track. They got an uphill and a downhill, noticeable, somewhat. On the front and back straightaways. So that adds a little bit of flair, but definitely short track in it tonight. Go ahead and hide our race information and get the qualifying times up there. I think the first one across the line to start his first lap, Jason Samoto in the 52 machine. Like he's going to abort that lap. Daniel Moynihan will get us going, as well as LaFrene and Brandon Minto. Moynihan clearly trying for a lap 2 qualifying, though. He was way up out of the groove. Through 3 and 4. 22nd lap time. Don't have a whole lot of time to think here. Second lap for Moynihan. He was slipping and sliding all over the place. Time's coming in hot and heavy. Carlos Ortiz on top of the board in the 59 machine. Good enough. 19.596, about 0.06 of a second over LaFrene. Improved slightly on his second lap. Andrew Stacy jumps up into P2. Logan Giesbrecht P7 after his second lap. Chris Claude working on his second lap. He's drifting up just a bit there through 3 and 4. Last to the line, second lap. Just overdrove 3 and 4, not able to improve. Here comes Samoto for a second attempt. Gonna be good enough for 7th quickest. No other takers as it stands. 10 laps, 10 drivers on the board. And Carlos Ortiz by 0.04 of a second over Andrew Stacy. It's either going to be Rodriguez or Packard. Looking like Rodriguez first. A winner in a thrilling fashion a couple of weeks ago at the naval base at Coronado. And the weather last week, not able to make it. And Tane Hodison, I believe, got the road course win. At Lime Rock, he did confirm that. No surprise there. He also won at Long Beach earlier this season. Rodriguez setting up here for the second lap. Nearly catches a piece of the wall. Looks like he did. That lap will be invalidated. So then next up, Aaron Mack. Last week's winner, Tane Hodison, to hit the track. Like a new look 22 machine there. Looks like he's going for a lap 2 effort here. Aaron Mack, the 31 machine. Middle of the racetrack, so he should have a decent first lap here. Pardon my knowledge, Tane Hodison right to the top of the board. Aaron Mack P8. I was like, he was up so high and wanted to. I didn't think he'd be getting there, but my bad. Second lap here for Hodison. That'll be hard to improve on. Not able to do so. Aaron Mack does actually improve, but stays 8th quickest. Next up, Matt Mackin, and then Mike McConville, and Brandon Pfeiffer. Over halfway through this qualifying session, 12 times on the board. Mackin slots into 6th. Good effort there for the number 1 truck. McConville slots into 4th, slides it off turn 2. McConville looks like he got a piece of the wall there. And his run. And then Pfeiffer out on track, about to start his first lap. Through 3 and 4 through the Echo Park restart zone. First lap, that'll be good enough for 14th quickest, 20:09. Second lap for Pfeiffer, looking to break into the 19s. Going to be able to do so. Goes to 12th quickest, Kyle Courtney. First lap, 11th quickest, way up the hill. And then Dalton Hayes also out on track in the 47 machine. Not able to improve there for the 41. They'll stay 11th quickest. Hayes first lap. He just catches a huge slide there. Doesn't look like that actually counted, so. And with a second lap spin, 47 will be starting from the back of this field. Packard trying to get a lap in. Didn't like his approach. Oh, the second lap, it didn't actually give him the loss of control. So at least Dalton Hayes will be able to jump up in front of everyone that does not qualify. How that wasn't a 2X, I'm not entirely too sure. Looks like we'll end it here with Brock Packard in the 49. Oh, well, hang on. Give it another go. Looks like the old, I think, who was it, Kyle Busch or Carl Edwards, spin out at Bristol and just re-rack it and go again. We'll see if he wants to make another attempt. 22 drivers currently entered, so we're not sending anybody home. While he waits to see if he goes, let's show you the point standings as they entered into tonight. Actually, we'll let him, well, if he's going, we'll watch it. Short outlap. I mean, you're coming off turn 2 I mean, it's done and dusted. So you're right into turn 3. And he looks like, oh, he's loose, but he will take the green flag. Gingerly off into 1 and 2 on the low side of the racetrack. Off into turn 3. Just looking for a smooth lap here. Looks like he'll get it. First lap will clock in at a 1996. Good enough for 15th quickest. A little bit of a slide there out of turn number 2. See if he can attack here a little bit more on the second lap. Truck snapped when he tried to put the throttle. Not able to improve. 15th quickest. 18 times on the board. Out of 22 drivers, Rodriguez, his lap did not count. Rich Jett, John Wilco, Steve Herring, Back Row Motorsports, electing to not qualify as per usual. And we will quickly show you as Tane Hodison looking to go back to back. Let's show you these point standings. We're taking the top 10, obviously. And let's do this. Brandon Pfeiffer, 6 points ahead of John Wilco, and then 17 points over Rich Jett. And that win for Pfeiffer paying absolute dividends, because Wilco has more top 10s. We both have 13 starts. Only a handful with 14. But we're looking for guys in the final 4 races. It's going to be looking for Wilco, Jett, Samoto, and then maybe a Chris Claude. I think if it's, below Chris Claude, that's a little bit too much to ask for. Need a good tear of results, even if you're Chris Claude in 15th. Tane Hodison starting to stretch his legs a little bit at the top. Only man with double-digit top 5s. Regular season championship looks to be comfortable at the moment. Things can change in a heartbeat. So it is tight into 6 points between Pfeiffer and Wilco. 17 back. Rich Jett, so the Back Row Motorsports gonna make a run at it. Samoto not too far behind, so really those 3 definitely are trying to find a threat. Lot Packard, he's not too much safer than Pfeiffer is, so those 2 will need to be on their toes for the remaining races. That's how your top 20 shakes out. Get our final 5-minute warm-up in here. Drivers to make their final adjustments, find their pit stall, so on and so forth. Yeah, but the front stretch slopes downward. The back stretch has a slight uphill to it. Let's see if we can... I mean, it's minor, but obviously you feel it in the car itself. But you can kind of tell a little bit of a downhill here. Come off the back straightaway. There's supposed to be an upward in elevation there. From Wikipedia, the front stretch is graded at a downhill slope, and the back stretch is graded uphill, which is attributed to founder Enoch Staley's running out of money when constructing the facility. Builders ran out of money and could not finish flattening the natural hillside. But it is such a good thing that we're back and such a historic part of NASCAR. What we got, especially on Sunday night, we got a very good example of the old school style of short track racing, right? Where Logano and Hamlin kind of just ran away from the field. 12th place was 2 laps down. Could very easily see something similar to that tonight, where the leader just kind of gets after everybody, especially in that longer third stage. We'll see how it shakes out. I'm looking forward to it. It's these trucks look like a handful early on with trying to put the power down, trying to get that good run. Not uncommon from what we've seen out of these trucks from earlier short track races. Restarts will be vitally important. Expect some beating and banging. Doesn't really matter if you have all the fenders on it or not. But it should make for an exciting night tonight. Yeah, just like that, 21 going around. Warm-up's done. Talking is over. 250 laps on board here for these truckers. Gonna be a long one tonight. But my pick to win tonight, this 06 machine, Gabriel Lafrene, he's shown really good speed more often than not. When we get to these short tracks, I think he'll have a good long-run piece, and I think he'll get after these guys. Came oh so close at Coronado to his first career win, and I'm looking for him to get it done here tonight. Keep an eye here. Pfeiffer starting 13th. John Wilco 21st. Rich Jett 20th. Just Claude 16th. That's kind of the fight. Samoto in 12th. Kind of a longer... Well, no, it's Claude, actually. That's the longest shot. Samoto right there as well. So, those are the kind of the guys that are going to be battling for the bubble spot in 10th. Packard, if he's not careful, could end up there. He's starting 16th, so they're all right in the thick of it. Still with a handful of races, obviously, to go. It's going to be here tonight at North Wilkesboro, Lucas Oil Raceway Park, Richmond, and New Hampshire. The 4 short tracks to end it. Two pace laps, obviously, for the short track, and we'll be underway, all 22 out on track. Sporty paint schemes in the field, of course, as always. Good-looking field. It'll be a good race. Suspense builds here. RV's on the back straightaway. It is sold out. Pace car makes that hard left-hand turn with the commitment cone violation. We got a very obviously marked Echo Park restart zone. Tane Hodison, field in control, and we are underway. Three wide for, that's 4th, it looks like. Andrew Stacy, Gabriel Lafrene, and that's Brandon Minto way up top. Don't see that too often on a short track. Oh, and Lafrene on the bottom, gonna loop it in front of the field. Slight contact with Dalton Hayes and Chris Claude, but other than that, they all escape it. The curse out in effect early. My sincere apologies to the 06 machine. Thought if we take a week break and reset everything, we'd be okay, but obviously not. So here you go. On board here on the low line. And you see where the race leader's at. He doesn't want to be on that low line. Lafreniere kind of forced through the 3 wide, and he just loops it. Usually so consistent. And there was no contact to Lafreniere here. Hayes and Claude squabbling there over the spot just a little bit. But the 10 nor the 47 coming to pit road. Just these 3 at the back gonna stop for fuel. And they're back out. 47 then comes in. He actually might have a tiny bit of front end damage, but I don't see anything. Get the 1 to go this time by and be back underway. Long pit road at 35 miles an hour. Oh, but Wilco actually went a lap down in that. Interesting. So did Dalton Hayes. I didn't think there was any damage, but serves me wrong. Base car is off. Commitment line, commitment cone violation. Number 2, Tane Honnison still in control. The Echo Park restart zone, and we are back underway. It's going to bring McConville right with him. Great jump for the inside line. Nine will sail it off around the outside, though. And it almost looks a bit unnatural for what everyone's so used to with short track racing, with the line that they're taking up to turn number 1. Take a look at this. They're just entering way up top, letting it arc out to the top again as they continue to go side by side here for second. The big dive on the entry, letting it rise up naturally out of the corner. Conville loose on that low side, not uncommon. Big send there from Andrew Stacy. Too much of a send. He's up in the fence. Under some more pressure here. On the 12, 17, and the 52. Lucky dog spot goes to Dalton Hayes, better by a second over John Wilco. There goes the 39. The fence will straighten him back out. We stay green. Truck's very loose. Mackin will dive to the inside, try to complete the pass. Definite right side damage there for that 39. Wall saved him from going completely around. Aaron Mack, fastest lap of anybody so far. He was back here in 9th. That's an impressive time there to be mired in traffic. Minded in his manners right now. Looking like he's able to wrap the bottom very well compared to the guys around him. Almost too well there. He gets on the white line there. Might have unsettled the truck just a bit. Matt can keep him company. Very close together right now. 39 still falling back with that damage. Got Pfeiffer, Kyle Courtney for company. Continues to ride the high line. Right rear damage for sure on that 39 machine. Up into the fence again. Hayes cuts him a break, but he'll try to cut it down to the inside line. Try and complete the pass here. And he'll do so. Frene, he's down to dead last and already back up to 13th. Just like that. Moynihan loose on the inside there. Allows the 06 to complete the pass. Even further up ahead, Rodriguez, Aaron Mack. Mack was sideways coming off turn number 4. They're side by side going into one. Big send from the 31 on the outside. Trying to hold it, and he does. Yellow is out. 47's around. He's got a good bit of damage there on the left front. Let's take a look at what happened. Working off turn number 4, and it's just a lazy spin. And he could not catch it. John Wilco, your lucky dog there, reaps the benefit. Hayes was a lap down, brought out caution, so obviously does not get the lucky dog. Giesbrecht obviously coming down. On with the back row gang. Wilco should be getting the lucky dog right here. There he goes. The problem with a hit like that is it does not give you a whole lot of time to fix damage here. I know it's 40 mile an hour pace speed. 45 maybe, but you get no time to fix damage. And I think he has just gone a second lap down. And that was Steve Herring. Steve Herring put himself a lap down. Dalton Hayes put himself a second lap down. And he'll get an exiting a closed pits there as it was lighting up red. So Steve Herring puts himself a lap down. I'm always curious on that. .39 also looks like he exited the closed pits because the pace car was right there. 47 with the EOL as well. No surprise there. What happened to the 98 though? There we go. Pace car is off. Shane Hoddison still in control. Has led all 20 laps up to this point. Get us back underway here through the Echo Park restart zone. Good launch there for the 22. He'll be clear, headed to turn number 1. He'll just drift it up. I mean, that's such an interesting way to start, you know, to restart. Just kind of drift up there. Giesbrecht, oh, that's killer with that penalty. It looks like that might have been a speeding penalty for him to try and stay on the lead lap. Oh, contact with McConville and Stacy. Oh, Stacy's nearly going to get him back. He does! Down the track, gets Jared Wishing, gets Matt Mack, and gets Aaron Mack, and a host of others. So unknown if Giesbrecht has to serve that penalty still. Good news for Steve Herring as long as he wasn't involved. That all started the contact between Mike McConville and Andrew Stacy, and that got big quick. So just back it up just a little bit before this here. Stacy's coming up. Not a whole lot of room. Stacy just loses it on the inside, then clips McConville. Stacy coming down the track, clips the right rear of the 17 into Matt Mack and into Aaron Mack. And it's a whole wadded up mess. On board here with the 31 machine. It's not what you want to see in front of you. It hits there for the 17 and the 31. That'll bring in a host of guys from the back for repairs. These bricks still on pit road. As this is kind of going exactly how I thought it would, truthfully, with the self-spinning at the short tracks. It is very loose out there. Lights are off on top of the base car. No time to dwell on that. We're right back to it. Got to regroup and keep going. That puts Matt Mackin, Aaron Mack a lap down. Steve Herring. I guess he didn't get the lucky dog. He might have gotten a 0x from that incident, but back underway. And, oh, Carlos Ortiz in front of the field did not get going. That could have been bad. He's blinking out on the high side here. End up battling for third. Great early run here for Samoto. Needs it. And he's getting it right now. These bricks still on pit road, so for all intents and purposes, his race is over. Chris Claude. It looked like he was coming to pit road, but that's just how loose he was off turn number 2, 3 wide. And that normally doesn't work, but they make it work that time. The 62 sneaks around the outside. Jared Wishon trying to regain his track position along with the number 1 machine trying to maintain his lucky dog status. On board here with Wishon. Is he too wide in front of you? Not a whole lot you're able to do. That's a great room on the inside there for the 10, but loose for the 17. Drops back a bit. Further forward here with Wilco. He gets a great run around the outside here. Clears Pfeiffer by 2 car lengths. As they're all working up top right now. Look at the speed difference there. Wilco shot out ahead by another 2 car lengths there, exiting turn number 2. Question you ask is how detrimental to that is your tires? You know, do you have anything left at the end of this stage? Be able to just kind of putt around on the low line, but everybody's sliding right now. Conville setting off after Hodison up there. Wilco on his teammate. Rich Jett, no competition there. He lets him have it. Frene all the way back up to 6th. But actually, Claude's making time on that bottom side as well, so it kind of just depends. He's holding serve right now on a very fast truck in the 17 machine. I know he's got that damage, but 17 was running good right before that, and he doesn't look like he has that much damage left on the 17, but Claude's hanging tough right now on the bottom. Commentator's curse, and there goes Jared Wishon. My fault for saying anything. Lafrene down to 7th. Rodriguez got up ahead of him, and here comes Packard, nearly into the right rear. Taking a look at this, and Lafrene's been busy tonight in the opening 35 laps. Caution as Aaron Mack is around. Big right front damage. Oh, he's got a lot of damage. It was just loose the entire time. Overcorrects into the fence. Doesn't catch anybody, though, so that is lucky dog for Matt Mackin. That puts the 31 further behind the 8 ball. for what was a promising early run here for that 31. McConville was making a run at Addison there. I got it to about 2 car lengths right before that caution had come out, as we're halfway through stage number 1. Handful of guys on pit road. Dalton Hayes does just barely beat the pace car out. They're wishing back to pit road. But the prevailing strategy for these guys, no need to pit, no need for fuel concerns at this moment. Fuel only here for that 17. Mac will get the wave here. Herring. Aaron Mack, 1 lap down. Logan Giesbrecht has rejoined in progress. But kind of 12 laps down, needs a miracle to get back into it. Mack only 1 lap down, but needs a lot of cautions. Obviously, the damage is a little bit different here. You don't need as much aero. But that's still, even for a short track, that's a lot of damage, so... Keep grinding the laps, so. Carlos Ortiz better start this time around. Looking to challenge again for P2. Conville holds off for now. Back in at the Hornet's Nest here, and any one of these guys could go around at any moment with what we've seen tonight. But it's a lot of the bubble contenders. Samoto, Pfeiffer, there's Rich Jett. Chris Claude's in that picture as well. John Wilco right there. And with 4 short tracks remaining, this is a good start if you're below the bubble. For guys like Wilco to be consistent and run good laps early on, he's up 14 spots. Got a clean truck for now. Same for Samoto. 3 spots inside the top 10. Steve Herring holding on to that lucky dog spot. Clean truck for him, that makes a world of difference. Hodison in that 22 continuing to lead. Has led all 45 laps when he comes around this time by. Battle for second rages on. Battle for fourth as well. Rodriguez starting to apply the pressure on Brandon Minto. Tough place to make that pass, though. Admittedly, it is tough to pass. You guys ultimately, might want to use the bumper at some point, but not this early in the race. Everything's fine here. It's all about the momentum here. Someone who stuck with it was Carlos Ortiz. He was digging, and he eventually made that pass work in the 59 machine. So it was McConville challenging for the lead, and looks to be Ortiz now going to try and pressure Hodison and force a change at the top. Remember, Ortiz had that big bobble And an early restart fell all the way down to 4th. He's since got those spots back. Big wiggle there. He is passed and now pulling away from McConville. Top three, the only drivers running in the 22nd bracket. 20.9 for all three, and then 21 O's and 21 1s throughout. Couple of trucks here, 1765, that would love to make their way back up through the field. Had good qualifying runs, caught up in some of the early incidents here. I don't know if Pfeiffer would have appreciated that too much with him in the 65. The 65 might have come up just a bit. 18 ran high to avoid the contact with the 65, but ultimately found himself in the wall. Steve Herring is around, and that was the guy for the Lucky Dogs. Aaron Mack's going to breathe a sigh of... Oh, but it wasn't him. It was Dalton Hayes. 47 just carries a bit too much speed. Loose. Tries to lock it up. He gets it back going, though, and kind of lets it roll down the hill. He jumped pit road. You see the RPMs come back. He was starting to let it roll. He's like, I got it under control. He had it turned to the right, but nowhere for Steve Herring to go, who has jumped to pit road as well, towed. Is that just because... Oh, I guess he didn't want to be in the way. Felt like he was going to get stuck there as the field came on by, but I thought he would have had time. But Aaron Mack back on the lead lap. Probably a little bit quicker than he thought he would, but then there's the problem of that right front. The back end's beat up, but whatever. But if we can work on the right front first, fellas, I think he'd appreciate that a little bit. Kevin Belcher completes his service. He's back out. Dalton Hayes after that towed and then quit. So there's your first retirement. Steve Herring. Truck is in good condition. I think he'll go back out. Hayes, the first retirement of the evening. He's wrecked, has to do another 7 laps, and he'll get a free spot. Will not be stuck in last place. Its pace car is off. Still Tane Honnison in control, nearing the end of stage 1 already. And we're back on our way. Great launch there. McConville did not get a good launch, but look at the 3 wide here. Steve Herring's like, what did I come out to? Oh my goodness. Well, you know what? I'll let you guys go. Rodriguez trying to stick his nose in there. There's Moynihan, Lafrene trying to keep charging back up through this field. Over this track. I think multi-groove at North Wilkesboro, but they are searching for grip in different places. Pfeiffer even looking for the wall. 62 is cutting down below the apron there. They're all over this place. What a beautiful sight it is. Aaron Mack trying to hang with the field as best he can. Front three clearing away from the rest of the field. Oh, and there goes Wilco. He saves it. Down to 19th, but he is in one piece. Ten laps now 9 for the race for stage points. And here comes Carlos Ortiz trying to steal it away. Had a big incident in the back, and that is Daniel Moynihan. Yellow was out. Heard an absolute pancake at the wall. Lost Steve Herring as well. Didn't even... He was so close. He had to do one more lap to get by Hayes, who's the one that took him out of the race. At least go the extra 20 feet. Let's take a look here at what brought out this yellow. He's loose there off of 4. Just carries too much off into turn number 1, overcorrects, and then catches Rodriguez and then Rich Jet twice. To bring out our most recent caution, our 6th of the night. What is proving to be a difficult track for these guys. Does anyone want to take advantage here? No, they don't need to. Rich Jet, the first man that's stopped. That was lap 17. Aaron Mack obviously in for damage repairs. He's on the lead lap, so he's going to try and get as much fix as he can, stay on the lead lap. And Hugin Giesbrecht just picked up 2 spots, and he's the lucky dog. He's going to get another one here in about 5 laps. Go to 10 down. See, I don't want him to be back on the lead lap, but if he's willing to grind it out and we get the cautions, then so be it. That's right on top of the pace car. And Mac does get back out. Here we go. Still Hoddison in control. Ortiz is making a good run at it. But he's only going to have 4 laps to do it now. Great restart. Brandon Minto will be challenging for that 2nd spot. Any caution here ends the stage. Ortiz does get back through to 2nd. He'll be 2 car lengths behind. Does he have anything for Hoddison? Looking to go wire to wire here. Frene holding on to that last spot. Rich Jet right there with him. Chris Claude, Jared Wisham right behind. And a host of others, it must be said. Still 3 wide. This didn't work out so earlier on. Holding on to it for now. Good run there off the top from Claude into 11th. He's having a good run tonight. Packard shot out of a cannon, though, on the bottom side of the racetrack. And he's into 10th. Bumps Rich Jet out. That could be a vital point for the playoffs here. Packard actually, he took a set of tires there, it looks like. He's going to use this here. Oh, and around goes Moynihan. Can they all keep it straight? Yes. Backs up everybody. Lafrene the last spot. Here comes Hoddison to the flag. Caution. And Packard made it all the way up to 7th. Look at that. Yep. 4 tires there. All the way down to 19th and then right back up. E7, and everybody's in. Just like that, everybody's in. Except, obviously, for Packard. So Hodgson not going wire to wire for the whole thing. There's your first lead change of the evening. He's wrecked. The only lap car, he'll get the wave. He made it all the way up to P8, so who knows, right? Never say never in this industry. You never can. Mike McConville with the fuel only. Honestly, now down to 3rd. But it's pretty much as you were everywhere else. Like Aaron Mack has elected to go another lap down, though. See, I would have done that right before the stage, truthfully, if that was an option. Here we go. This could be an interesting restart here. Packard, slightly older tires. McConville, 74 lap old tires, and a lot of others on the fresh tires. So McConville might be in a bit of trouble here. He's banking on some more cautions here to kick off stage 2. You can see McConville already backing up this field. Everyone just trying to dive underneath him. Hodgson also trying to dive underneath the 49 for the race lead. Looks like he'll do so. Packard not going away easy, though. Only a 8-lap difference in tires at a short track. Not a huge advantage there. John Wilco spun down to the inside. We stay green. Stay out of the way here. Getting treated like a pinball here. Already now down to 10th. Now outside the top 10. Here we go, back up front. Packard still hanging tough in second, side by side for 3rd. Ortiz looks to have taken that spot away. Conville now back down to 12th, and guys on fresh tires still working their way around this 8 machine, and I don't know. Kevin Belcher also put himself a lap down with that. Aaron Mack went 2 down. With McConville on old tires here, this could get kind of sketchy here. But finally, they're able to kind of single file here. And just point towards the bottom, use that grip, and drive right around. I'll go down to 15th. And even a wounded Matt Mackin with fresh tires is catching on McConville by about half a second there. 20:42 last lap for Hodison. McConville 21.1, 7/10 of a second. It won't take long for Hodison to come back around, so he's going to hope that these guys right here battling away kind of overstep a little bit. 3 wide, it could get there. It almost got there. That was tight. Still 3 wide. Moynihan, hang on to it. He does. He's on 10th for the time being. Rodriguez, Stacy, Wishin going at it right in front of that. Packard now back to 3rd, under pressure from Minto. No longer under pressure as Minto has completed the pass. Well, hang on. There it is. Never wrong, just early. I think the longer this goes, the more comfortable these guys will get on their tires and won't have as many self-spins. Still working on McConville. Matt Mackin slowly closing in on this fight. Wilco, he had that incident down to the inside. In danger of going a lap down should we not catch a caution. The next couple of laps. Still side by side. This is fun to watch. Combo just a little bit better on the entry. Claude better. Claude better on entry. McConville better on the exit. He should have him this time. Lines up in front. And now that Claude has the clean air, he should be able to pull away here a little bit. Matt Mackin continuing to close in. Blit with right front damage. Battle here, not for position. That's a good looking 61 right there. Wilco would love a caution right about now. And it doesn't look like he's going to get one. And now this is actually the first time someone's been lapped under green flag conditions tonight. It's just unfortunate. Wilco has good speed. Just got a little loose there off turn 2, spun down. Instead he entered pit lane, it was that loose. But now the leader's going to have to work through lap traffic. Backing up the road a little bit. And they'll catch McConville and Claude. They catch a host of other drivers fairly quickly. On board with his 06 machine, Gabriel Lafrene. He's battled back to the front. Started in P5, instantly spun out, went all the way to dead last, and an eventful recovery all the way back to P5, and now looking to officially make progress forward as a slight advantage in tires, 8 laps over Packard. We're going to put that to use here. He's in that outside lane, though, looking to complete the pass, and the 06 clear into P4. Should be this time. Packard really fighting back, but has a bobble off 4 and falls back to P5. Rodriguez now next up to put this 49 under pressure. 8 lap difference in tires. But he's hanging tough. He's up 10 spots. It's working out for him overall, I'd say. He's just above where he was running right before we made that call. Really loose there, and as they've now caught more lap traffic, they've caught Giesbrecht and John Wilco. We're going to see what we saw Sunday night in a host of different things going on here. Drivers trying to communicate with one another to work through the traffic. One up high, one down low. You're never going to have a perfect run at it. 21 trying to take advantage. Going to use this 31 as a pick, potentially. It's going to get tight. That's what you have to do sometimes. Still side by side. On board with the man behind this, Jared Wishon. Going way down low. Trying to get a bite. Nothing doing. You can't separate this 21 and the 49. Look at that. It's interesting, the different approach. Oh, contact! Wishon passes them both. Packard all the way down to 9th. Side by side that long, and it was bound to happen. Ran out of room on the front stretch. 49 gets put into the outside wall there. Let's see here. Okay. It's ugly, but you can see here there's not really a whole lot of this track that's not being used. You can see the drivers in blue, the lap trucks. But just a quick display of what we're talking about. Different drivers start to blend together to one another. This is a trio of bubble drivers right here, 49, 52, 77, and then even the 62, who is a lap down. Halfway through stage 2. The battle for the lead is kicked off again. Ortiz trying to find a way around Hodison, Kevin Belcher, Mike McConville, and then 3 more. Looks like that's Pfeiffer, Matt Mackin, Aaron Mack again. There's battles all over this racetrack. The good one right here with these 3. We've been following that. Here's Moynihan and Kyle Courtney up into the top 10. 41 quietly having a very solid night. Haven't said their name a lot tonight, but they have had no trouble. Haven't been involved in anything. As a clean truck after 107 laps. And is into the 8th position. So doing a fine job there. This is the battle for 4th. Wishon and Rodriguez. Rodriguez was working on Packard. He put him in the fence a little bit. 17 jumped in front of Rodriguez. Rodriguez, some laps later, gets back by. And then here we go. Mike McConville. Strategy call not paying off for him right now. He is a lap down and can't even compete with Pfeiffer there because he's not on the same tire strategy. Here we go. McConville not even the lucky dog now. 59 all over the back bumper. I said if we had a long run, I think the 59 would get there. He's trying everything right now. '59 had a really, really strong run at Darlington, which is not the same track, obviously, but I consider it to be a fairly, challenging, unique track, and Ortiz did very well there. So I can see why North Wilkesboro, with the uphill, downhill style, it kind of makes sense to me somehow. I don't know. They continue to battle through lap traffic. Giesbrecht, Mackin, there's Packer, just like that, down to 13th and in danger of going a lap down. Ortiz trying to get to the left rear. And this is only in 45 laps from the restart. Not even, because, we had the lap or two after the pit stop, so. The last stage could be brutal for some of these guys. There's 5 cars right here that Honison's going to have to work through. Oh, Wilco goes up into the fence pretty hard, bounces off of it, keeps going. It's right in front of the leaders. Moynihan's loose up top. He's sliding down the track. Packard's getting split here. Caution. I believe that was Pfeiffer off of turn 4. You can see the tire marks there. You're going to have to slowly back this up. And he is going to end up going a lap down with for his troubles here. You see it there, just a little self-spin. Not able to catch it. Doesn't hit anything. Yeah, the wall slightly, but should be no damage. And he's just kind of stuck. So we have to throw it. That's going to save Mike McConville and poor Pfeiffer, who was ahead of him. Spins out, loses the lucky dog just like that. So that saves Mike McConville. It actually makes him a major factor in this race because he's going to have an extra set of tires. Whether he wants to try and steal stage 2 or what, but he's actually going to have a really good shot at stage 2 here. Overshoots his box a little bit. Oh, McConville, get it going. There's the tires. Don't want to put yourself a lap down. It'll be close. Down and away, though. A little bit closer than it had to be. Couldn't quite find the angle to get into his box. we go. Back underway. Curious on how McConville can make it back. He didn't hardly catch the field. He was so late getting out of his box. He'll have some clean air to attack now, at least. $17 to go. I think he'll want to be fairly aggressive here and make good on that set of tires. Try not to spin yourself out, obviously, but Wilco going to be the lucky dog here. So he's actually it's gonna fall back to him. Conville gonna split the middle here. He's got the tires to do it. Already up to 12th. 3.7 back. 15 to go. The only man in the 22nd bracket. 20.8. Nobody else even close. So he's gonna get up on here, get some stage points. Just got to be very careful. There's 2 more. There's 3 more. Need half a second doing that. 3.7 to 3.2. With a 13 to go. McConville just might get there. Spy wishing, no problems. Try and cut down here. Maybe take him 3 wide on the back straightaway. Get it. Oh, and that's nearly problematic, but he gets all the way to 4th. Unbelievable. That should not have worked the way that it did. 2.7 back. He's got clean air now to chase down the top 3. I'm going to do 12 laps to go. Hey, Matt, just use it up. Went from looking like it was going to be a very unfortunate strategy to, oh, he's going to win stage 2 easily. 1.8. Look at the difference here. Just gets the throttle down and gets gone. 1.4. Quad bouncing off the wall, spinning down to the inside. Caution! And that's not... Well, actually, we have enough laps, so that effectively neutralizes it. Not that he wasn't going to get there on the next lap, but it gets him even closer. John Lucas says, thank you very much. That actually helps out Kevin Belcher because he's going to get the next one at the stage. Take a look at what happened here. To this 06 machine, and he's just way up top. He'll get a little help there from Jason Samoto. We'll go back on the lead lap. 16 trucks back on the lead lap. Belcher and Pfeiffer are going to be battling for that lucky dog to get them to 1 down. So that's going to be an important fight between these two. Less than 10 to go in the stage 2. 9th caution of the evening. Considerably cleaner in stage 2 than it was in stage 1. Will be eager to get it back going. Not want to see another quick caution. Are off on top of the pace car. Here we go. See how aggressive McConville gets right here. He should instantly fly by for second, I imagine. And he'll point it down to the inside. He'll waste no time. Throttle up. He's going to have to get going here. Caution's coming back out. Minto spins off to the inside. I guess I didn't hit anybody somehow, but that's good news for McConville. He'll take the lead and pull away. Five laps to go. Ortiz through to second. Finally completes the pass on Hodison, and he's not going to win the stage for it. There's Claude looking to get a stage point here over Moynihan. Samoto trying to hang on. Claude having a very strong run tonight. Quite able to slide up in front. Moynihan, the uneventful night himself, wishing. Andrew Stacy. Quite able to complete the pass. Giesbrecht not for position, actually got ahead of Moynihan, so that's going to save Claude, it looks like. Packard actually went a lap down in the pit stop sequence, so Belcher held out over Pfeiffer. Packard's going to be the one getting back on the lead lap. Once McConville comes around, he's already 2 seconds up the road. Final fight here. Stacy looking to hold from Wish. It's going to be tight. Contact. And I think Stacy holds it. And now the good thing here for McConville is only taking one set of tires. He could instantly burn this second set. Come out with the lead of this race. We'll see what he elects to do here. I think Wilco's going to stay out. Let's see what McConville does. Yep, he's going to just say, thank you for that, 20 laps there, fellas, and I put on my second set of tires, and I still have one remaining with everybody else. Comes out second. Hodison, Rodriguez, Stacy, the top 5. Matt Mackin will take a wave around. Did Packard not get the lucky dog? Giesbrecht got a wave. Don't know. But here we go. Pace car's off. McConville with the lead with the same tires. That strategy worked out A-okay for him, and something happened there. Looks like they delayed it right before they went, because I don't see the caution. Oh, wait, no, I do see the caution. Okay. Interesting. It didn't pop up on the overlay, but, wait here. Good news for Packard, I guess. Everyone's getting black flags cleared. What? Why'd the pace car go back down pit road? I don't know. I don't know. Okay, but he comes out, lights are off on top of the pace car, and no lucky dog here, and we all want to catch up. And pace car's back off, and I still don't think we have it quite right. But I mean, I guess it makes sense that nobody got a lucky dog there, because it was kind of just, hey, we need to fix the order here. But we're back underway. Looks like they got it to where they wanted it. 104 laps to go. No more guaranteed cautions. Fuel not a concern. Short tracking it to the end. Otteson back by Ortiz. That's a big pass. Those have been kind of 1A, 1B. Ortiz has been right in the footsteps. We have a long run to the end. Ortiz has looked really good on the long runs. Otteson instantly challenging for the race lead here. All over the back. Looking to the inside through 3 and 4. Conville leads, but not by much. 100 to go. The double digits this time by. And honestly, with as fast as the second stage went by, there's not a... I mean, we'll get there fairly quick. Conville holding serve up top, saying you're going to have to use that, that low line. You're going to have to just send it on in there and drive around me. Slide up in front of me. Still not able to find a way around. McConville slid, though. Otteson applying all the pressure. Good battles at the back of this field as well. Frene, Samoto, Jet, Moynihan, Claude, Minto, Wilco back on the lead lap. Interesting that Ortiz nor Rodriguez has made any headway as these two go side by side for the race lead. McConville committed to that outside line, getting him a great run on the exit of turn 2 and turn 4. Otteson slowly making progress, though, inch by inch. Gonna get to the point where he's gonna be able to just send it on in. On the inside, slide up in front. McConville gets cleared yet again. But Hodison looks a little bit better through 3 and 4. Loses a little bit through 1 and 2. Three and 4, he's making all his gains, and he's going to be able to complete the pass here. 1 and 2, dive it in on the inside, maybe. Slide up the hill a little bit. McConville not letting him go without a fight, but here's where he'll complete the pass. 3 and 4, he's even with him. Big send. Gets better rotation through the center of the corner. Should be clear. Not quite. McConville hanging super tough. And now he finally gets it done. Heck of a battle there, though. That was fun to watch. Further back in the field, Minto Wilco starting to climb back up. He's back into the top 10. What an effort there from that 62 machine. Hodison now pulling away, about half a second out in front. Take a look at the last 5-lap average. And it is Ortiz matching with Hodison. But now down to 4th, so Ortiz starting to make an impression, bringing Rodriguez right with him. Conville does have a... Well, so does everybody else. Everyone else has 2. He did burn that extra set. He's in line with everybody else, essentially. So most guys got 1 set remaining to play that game with. If we get a caution, if we don't get a caution, everyone can elect to suffer to the end. Last lap, Rodriguez was the quickest man on track, then Ortiz, and then Hodison. We'll see if Ortiz and Rodriguez can get by McConville and start chasing after Hodison. Hodison 21 flat. That time around he was a little bit quicker. It ebbs and it flows. Though not in the top 5 currently, so that battle took a little bit extra out of his tires, it looks like. Because here comes Ortiz and Rodriguez. Lap leaders tonight. Packard, Conville, and Hodison. Packard now, though, a lap down for his troubles. First truck 1 lap down. Conville did not fight that one as hard, that's for sure. Rodriguez next up. Catching the lap truck of Logan Giesbrecht. Ortiz on through. 1.5 seconds to make up. Rodriguez through. 1.8 back. See what they can do. 77 to go, just outside of a stage distance here. And they blew through stage 2, so... through this field, Claude and Samoto going after it. Matt Mackin's right there as well. There's Chet, a little bit further back. Good effort for Wilco to fight back into this top 10. He was running about 18th consistently. Gets a lucky dog and able to fight back into the top 10, but that's going to be a caution. Aaron Mack and that is Brandon Minto. Wasn't going to work right there. Oh. 12. There is room, not a whole lot. I'm not going to say the 31 put the 12 into the fence, but it was close. But then the 31's coming up just a little bit anyways, and then gets himself turned, so. Put him in the fence, but, you know, not a whole lot of damage there. A night Aaron Mack would like to do over. So now here's the interesting thing. Do you take this last set of tires and go to the stage, stage end? Because that's what you'd have. You'd have 70 laps. Or do you try and wait on, we're going to get that other caution with 30 to go, and then do that? It now turns into that tire roulette kind of situation. You have one set remaining, 70 laps to go. If somebody takes a set now, they'll fly to the lead. And if a caution comes out with 20 to go, they're dead in the water. So... shall see, but it looks like it's only going to be let's see, did Wilco take a set here? He did. Rich Jet coming in, he did not, so maybe a split strategy there. Smoto came in, that was fuel only for him. Ackert is in, he got the lucky dog. And it's fuel only for him. Nope. Down and away. But here we go. Oh, that's interesting. He's going to put himself another lap down. I'm going to be close. Here we go. Back underway. Look for John Wilco to make some noise here. He wants it to go green to the end. 69 to go. Less than a stage distance, but we bunch them all up at the short track. More cautions expected. What that does is it cuts out that 1.4 second gap that Ortiz had. And it'll allow him to try and dig after Hodison here on this longer run. He wants it to go green to the end because he feels like he's got a good truck over the longer run. Last time he was catching him, the caution came out right as he was looking to make the pass. So tough break there, but Hodison's consistently had it covered on the short runs and on the restart. He's very nifty in getting that spot back, whether that be McConville or Ortiz, as he's done twice. John Wilco, though, already up to P8, making the most of it. Take a look here. The top 15, that's a 38 lap difference. And you would love to just see these laps tick away, tick away, tick away. But it's hard to gauge, you know, when he took a set here, you know. You're only on the first stop right immediately, right? 4. I guess that's lap 70. Then did he take a second set? We know he just took one there, like 180. And he took one in the middle, right before 140. But I think he did. I think that was his last set. He's going to gamble here. Don't blame him for trying. They could very easily have him dead rice, because you're asking for a lot of people to do the right thing for 69 laps consecutively. But hey, he's below the cut line, right? He's trying to make a big swing at things. And maybe he feel that he can gamble, right? Because Brandon Pfeiffer is out of this race. So it's going to be ugly. Apologies. But let's kind of tell the story here. Pfeiffer's 10th, 6 points. And he's down. He's going to be stuck in 20th. I mean, that's it. He's 20th. So Wilco, all the way up to P2, as it stands, back into the top 10. Even if he doesn't get, if the caution comes out, he ends up going down to 15th. He's still gonna be. I mean, it's a net gain no matter what tonight. But he's going for the whole thing right here, right now. Or up in the wall, it's Moynihan. He's coming to a stop, and there's the yellow. See what? I get that you need to stop to tow, but that's a tough break for Wilco. That is an odd one. Let's see here. So yeah, he lets go of the wheel here. He's turning left, and then right here he just lets it go straight. So, but then he stops. Something must have happened. Tough. I mean, try to get to pit road. So, even further interesting thing here, right? Minto, Lafrene, Mackin, Jet, Samoto, Quad have taken a set of tires. Just outside of 50 to go. Wilco's already made his play. Hodison, Ortiz, Rodriguez, Stacy, and Kyle Courtney gonna wait, see if we get another one. There's 3 different groups. It's Wilco by himself, the group that pitted on 194, and then 5 remaining. The last pitted at lap 141. So 54, 16, and now. Kevin Belcher is coming in now to fix that, looks like. It says 54 for him, but he is coming back in. Let's see what he wants to do. Oh, he's getting a set of tires, but they're coming to the green, bud. Oh, boy. He's going to go a lap down. Or at least he's going to go 2 down. Here we go. Hodison. He's going to be under fire from Wilco. But Wilco's going to be under fire from McConville on back. We've flipped the tire strategy. Look at Wilco, shot out of a cannon. You might as well get ahead of the guys that haven't pitted yet. Lead this race while you can. That's what he'll do. With 52 laps to go. Going to be McConville leading through on this next strategy. And then Jared Wishin. And then Brandon Minto. And all work their way through different strategies. Rewind. McConville clear to second. Still 3 wide. Time bouncing off the wall there. Still 3 wide. That's crazy. So here is McConville. Take a look here. Obviously at the math. 15 lap difference. We'll try and hang tough. McConville 15 laps. That's nothing to sneeze at. McConville back to the lead. Trying to work this tire strategy. Ortiz all the way down to 9th. Hodison all the way down to 4th, which for him, that's a big deal. He hasn't been lower than 4th. No, but now he's down to 5th. So this is the worst he has run all race. Right here is 5th. He's having a phenomenal race. And no need to panic. There's 48 to go. If he gets caution in 20 laps himself, and the last 4 other guys will bolt on a set of tires, and they'll make their way through the field. So nothing to panic at just yet. But it does get to a point where if a caution comes up with 5 to go, he's not going to have enough laps. So, just trying to have it timed right. And that's always the difficult part, because you're relying on somebody else to literally screw up. And obviously with guys on different strategies, it might get a little bit more spread out than it would normally. See how this goes. I know Rich Chet's saving his set. I know Kyle Courtney has a set. Stacy and Ortiz and then Hodison are all trying to just get this right. At Mackin, they never did fix the right front fully, did they? Doesn't really matter. He's up to 7th, finally, back to where he started. Take a look at his timeline. Up and down and everywhere in between. All this to get right back where he started. Wilco's still hanging tough, though. Way down to P3. Moynihan a lap down. They did toe to pit road, and he's 5 down, just like that. That's kind of it. Lucky Dog doesn't really matter. We got 4. Kyle Courtney just went a lap down, disappeared. Where'd they go? Well, we had 15. It appears that Kyle Courtney's internet has given out. Let's make that 13. Upload packet loss, maybe? See it come through here in a second, potentially. Things are very spread out right now. Hoddison back down to 8th. Blonde still has that set of tires on that's new. He's going to look to get by Rodriguez and Hoddison. Put him down to 9th. Yeah, it didn't. There it is. That's a tough one. That is really tough because that was one of the trucks that had saved that set of tires. And was looking to use them there at the end. That is really tough. Bond has gotten by Rodriguez. He gets by Hoddison. And 36 more laps may or may not be on the lead lap. And it's not that you can pit under green or anything. I mean, they're good on fuel to the end. It's almost as like, yeah, it doesn't. If you pit on green, you go 4 laps. 10 doesn't really matter. Granted, you don't lose any more positions. You're 4 laps ahead of the guys around you, so it's whatever. But oh, wait a minute! That could bring out a caution. It doesn't. We stay green. That's a moment of the race right there. 62 just deadly loose off of 2. Comes down and clips the 52. And then while that was going on, he's wrecked. Carried way too much speed. And how did that not cause a caution? Oh my goodness. That's a tough pill to swallow, and some of these guys will go back and watch that replay. That is very tough. Of note, Jared Wishon just made huge gains on Mike McConville on that last lap. About 0.8 of a second. Whether or not we get a caution or not, it looks like the battle for the race win is well underway here, as things have buttoned back up for sure. Not all the way up to P7. And this is not a bad strategy for Wilco, because he's only behind the guys that hit it on 194. So he's P8. Still solid points in the bag. He'd be in the top 10 as it stands. There's these 3 where top 5 trucks may not get a lead lap finish. 29 to go. There's not much time left in this thing. This is going to slowly just, well, not slowly at this point. It's going to just run out. Conville stopped the bleeding, though, back up to 1.1 seconds, so he's gained about half a second since I mentioned that. Handful of battles, these cars and the older timers keeping each other company, wondering where it all went wrong. Matt Mackin, incredibly, in P6. Chris Claude on for his first top 10 of the season. If this result holds, and that's what he needs to get right back into this fight. Nice points gained over Pfeiffer here. Disastrous night for Brandon Pfeiffer, as Claude, Simoto, Wilco all gained. Even Rich Jett in 13th gained on him. That is not what he will want to see at the end of this night. T3 to go, and I'd say like this is where the caution would come out, and they'd have plenty of time. Right around here, right around 20 to go, but inside of that, and you just start getting antsy about it. I mean, they're already sweating bullets. This is well past where they wanted to go. Oh, and we get the yellow. Oh, my goodness. It's not over. Matt Mackin around on the back straightaway. Battling away with Packard, and he just loses it. There's nothing to it other than he just loses that truck. And that is not what these guys up here wanted to see. Wait a minute. Does Wilco have a set? Did he manage to save another set? Oh my goodness, he did. Wow. That's crazy. Here comes everybody else. The other three have that set of tires. John Wilco will have the track position over them. He was so far ahead, he came in, he got the benefit of pitting immediately. This is as it's supposed to be. Wilco's supposed to be ahead of these guys. That makes total sense. There's going to be nobody in between them, though. It's going to be Wilco from the dominant car of the evening. But Wilco's in line for a very good finish, nonetheless. Only 11 trucks on the lead lap here. We need to. I'd prefer to delay this so everyone gets caught back up here for a thrilling finish. Looks like, oh, Hodison's just going to get there. I mean, just barely going to get there. Oh, they did delay it. Okay. I'm about to say, he actually, oh, he just got there. Good call from the admins there to make sure everybody's caught back up. And that's at a disadvantage to Chris Claude. It would have been easy for him to say, all right, go green, let them try and catch us. So fair play to him, even though that disadvantages his race. So 1 through 6, old tires. 7 through 11, fresh tires. Actually, Carlos Ortiz did not pit there. Incredible. He's only made 2 pit stops all night. Is he waiting for a little bit more chaos? Unbelievable. I mean, how much longer can you wait? Back underway. Here we go. Wilco's going to have the first crack at him. He's got to get going immediately. $16 to go. Already up to third. He's got 2 seconds on Hodison. And it does not matter. Instant yellow. Oh, that's tough because... poor Matt Mackin. Wilco actually had a little something on him there. Because they had to come back in on that other lap. Actually, it was Hodison that got into him there a little bit. Because they were somewhat out of line because of the lap they technically pitted on. Big move here to the inside. Well, actually, I don't know how much lower he can go, right? He was to barely there to the inside. Crazy that Ortiz hasn't pitted. 4 and 4. You have 3 sets. What is he waiting on? I don't know. We'll go to third. Hodison in 8th. So there's still going to be a little bit between them. Maybe it helps Wilco in the tiniest little bit to run these laps off a little bit. I mean, just maybe. Gonna be, I think, 11 to go. Gonna be very close. Obviously, we know how fast Tane Hodison has been tonight. Rodriguez is gonna be right there with him. Pace car is off. And with 11 to go, I know these guys got old tires on the front, but they're gonna try to defend for what they can. They're not just gonna roll over and let them take it. Actually did not get a great start. He should have a free run here into turn number 1. Throttle up and try and get away. 10 laps to go. Hodison absolutely bottled up in traffic. Needs to get to the low line immediately. He'll do so. 10 to go. Battle for the race lead. John Wilco to the inside. Fresh tires. He should throttle up. Pull away. Hodison still stuck on the outside a little bit. Trying to force his way through. Cut down to the inside. He gets there. 9 to go. 9/10 of a second back. Rodriguez trying to cut up through traffic. Hodison to the inside of McConville. 8 laps to go. And Rodriguez is right there. Hodison clear. 7/10 of a second. Rodriguez clear. Ortiz right with him. Okay, Ortiz did take tires. It just didn't show it for some reason. That is so odd. Here we go. 6/10 of a second. 7 to go. Wilco's got the clean air. Hodison's got the raw speed. He was a 10th quicker on that last lap. Wilco, a brilliant strategy in Las Vegas in the O'Reilly Series a couple of months ago, got him a win. Still looking for his first win of the season in the trucks. Odyssey there, coming to 5 to go. 2/10 quicker on that last lap. Diving it down to the inside. Wilco trying to keep the momentum up on the top. 5 to go. Just ride the top. Make him send it on the low line. He got a little loose there. Hodison looking low. Wilco will have the run up top. Coming to 4 laps to go. Hodison going to make a big move to the inside here. No contact. Very respectful. He'll drive away. Wilco trying to get there. Not quite able to do so. Hodison clear. Coming to 3 laps to go. Side by side for second. That's all Hodison needs to see. Wilco, great run to hold it. No shame in losing out to Tate Hodison. This is a 3-way fight for second. Coming to 2 laps to go. Wilco battling for his life. These are great points that he needs to have. Still fighting for third. Tate Hodison, in a wild one, takes the white flag. Race is official in regulation as they're beating and banging behind him. Through 1 and 2 for the final time. Oh, they're roughing each other up behind him. Who's going to get through it? Somehow it's Carlos Ortiz. Maybe. As Hodison scoots away. Through 3 and 4 for the final time. He'll get it done. And look at the mess for second. It's going to be... Oh, it was Wilco, but it's actually Rodriguez. Wilco somehow on the podium with a left front completely destroyed. But he is on the podium, and he is back in the cut line as they wreck going off into turn number 1. What a race. And Hodison had to fight for that one. Absolutely burning it down. Well deserved. Take a look at this. I mean, the absolute dominant car all the way back to 9th. Gets that lucky caution with about just inside of 20 to go. And storms back to P1. Takes the lead inside of 5 to go. And now we got to check the car because it's, you know, it got hit. Somebody check that car post-race. But what a race. I mean, take a look at this. Oh, it's like, oh, he's the dominant car. He's going to lose out on the tire lottery, but not to be. It's 172 laps. Oh, my goodness. Wow. We'll wait for your race winner. Oh, it looks like he just got there. Let's pull this up. All right. Let's get him in here. Here with your race winner, Tate Hodison in the 22 machine, going back-to-back for your 4th win of the season, and my, oh my, did you have to earn it tonight.
Oh, yeah. That was about as on edge as you can be around other cars, sending it 3 wide and all that. Not normally good at short tracks ever, but I think the fact that the track was pretty much melting the tires was helping. I think it got to like 145 track temp, so I think other guys were struggling as well, and I could managed the tires pretty well. But yeah, that was great racing at the end and in the middle too with Carlos and Mike. Mike had a good strategy there to get stage two. But yeah.
Absolutely. You led 172 laps. Obviously, the fastest or 1A, 1B, Ortiz was pretty quick on the long run, but nevertheless, you led the most laps, and it's like, oh, it's comfortable. And then we start to get into that tire lottery and trying to guess, oh, when are we going to take this last set of tires in stage three? Um, and for a second there, it's like, oh, it's you're not going to get the caution. The dominant car of the night's not even going to finish inside the top 10 for a moment there, but you get the caution, and then you're restarting 11th. Wilco's got that extra set as well. He starts up a couple rows and then trying to navigate the traffic of everybody else that's on old tires, and you're stuck on the high side and trying to find a way through.
Exactly. And I think I have to apologize to the one of Matt Mackin. I did not mean to turn him, but I also kind of felt like I showed my nose and I was there trying to get past lap cars. But yeah, and then just a crazy and still trying to process it because we did not think we were going to get that caution after it took so long. We thought we didn't have enough time to get back to the front, so it was completely full send. And I got to shout out Diego finishing P2, so it's another 1-2 finish. We're having a great year.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations again. Looking really good on top of the point standings. We head into the final three races of the regular season, and we'll let you get any shout outs in if you have any.
Well, I always got to shout out my family. They support me with all this, and it's pretty cool. Again, always got to do teammates, Logan, Diego, Brandon, um, and we had some help from Andrew Stacy today. He was in VC with us, which was pretty cool. Haven't heard from him in a while. And then I think the biggest shout out has to go to my grandmother, who unfortunately passed away, I think, a month ago. But I think this is the first time I've been on the broadcast since then, and my first kind of tribute paint to her. So pretty cool to get 2 wins back to back as well. So
Absolutely. Well, congratulations again. Our condolences to you and your family. And we'll see you next week at Lucas Oil.
yeah, thank you.
You with your runner up tonight, Diego Rodriguez, in a wild one tonight. Fighting for second down the stretch there. Made the right call on the tires. And winds up with another podium here this evening.
Yeah, that was insane those last 15 laps. Um we it was a very high risk, high reward tire strategy that me, Tane, and Andrew did, where we didn't take our final set when everyone else did. So again, we had the way fresher tires, and they mean so much here. And we just flew by everyone else. And once we got clear of them, I was ready to just battle Tane and John and Carlos, I believe. Just all four of us battling out for the win. And Tane, thankfully, he got the win. I think that's 2 wins in a row for him now, 3 for the team. We're just having an amazing year, and I'm hoping Tane goes and wins the championship again, man.
Yeah, it was that was a fun one. You're kind of sitting there counting down the laps. You guys were quick tonight, but it's like, okay, are we not even going to get, a top 10 finish here, tire lottery, but you get the caution just inside of 20 to go. And then it's all about trying to make your way up through the field. Like you mentioned, tires being so important here. And just trying not to run anybody over, and able to fight it out for the lead and ultimately second place there at the end.
Yeah. It I was worried with the laps, when the laps were ticking down, that the caution was not going to come out. And we were half second to maybe a second off of the actual leaders. We were all sweating that we were going to get lapped and that, the race would be ruined. And the moment that final caution came out, we all got, super excited and knew that we had a shot to go and win this thing. I wish it was me, but I'm glad one of my other teammates won it instead of someone else who wasn't on the team. But we just have a lot of momentum, and I hope we go carry it into next week because I'm not really good there. So hopefully this week makes up for next week's probably points loss.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations again on the runner-up tonight, and we'll let you get any shout-outs in if you have any.
Yeah. Got to thank Chris and the group of admins that he has that runs the league. You guys for putting on some great broadcasts. Tane, Brandon, Logan, Eli, Andrew on some weekends or weeks. My mother for letting me do this, and she loved watching it. That's it.
Well, congratulations again. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Yeah, thank you.
Here with your third place finisher tonight, John Wilco, and that is one of the more exciting third places you'll ever see. I thought it was second, but he gets turned a little bit coming out of 4, and you come across the line sideways for P3.
Hey, as long as we cross the line, that's all that matters. I'll take it third place with great time, good driver, so we'll enjoy it.
Yeah, absolutely. Able to get the tire strategy right, able to save that set. You're up there, took the lead, and I was like, oh, I think that's his last set. And you come down, take another one, and I was like, oh, he's right back in it. And fighting with Tane for the lead, and then fighting tooth and nail for second. Just a really fun way to end it for you tonight and to get on the podium.
Oh, yeah. Everybody pitted after stage 1, and I was trying to talk to Rich, but he couldn't hear me. And I'm like, do we take tires? And by the time I found that he took tires, I didn't have tires, and we ran that whole second stage almost all the way to the end. And I'm like, this sucks. But everything worked out, We were able to get the cautions, get everything working in our favor. And, hey, I'll take it when you're racing some Tane and Diego and Carlos up there. Those are some really good guys. And so it's awesome to be up there. And plus, I had to rub it in. I beat Mike again. So.
Absolutely. But yeah, it was a crazy race because, like you said, you didn't take the set of tires. You almost go 2 laps down in stage 2. Caution comes out right before that. You stay 1 lap down, obviously get back on the lead lap, and then, lead some laps here in contention with 5 to go for the race win. And then, more importantly, put yourself back above the bubble for the chase. Back into the top 10 in points tonight.
Oh, we'll take it. Yeah, I missed a couple races. Me and my wife went on vacation, so I was, we missed Lime Rock, and they missed last week's Xfinity race. But you know what? This makes up for it. We to come back, after this time off, we literally flew in this morning, got in at 3:00 this morning. So you know what? Got home, unpacked, took a quick nap, back out here in the seat and fighting for a win. You can't take it. That's awesome. I'll take that any day.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations again on the podium, and we'll let you get any shout-outs in if you have any.
Oh, my shout-outs have to go to my back row teammates, Steve Herring, Rich Jett. Those guys are the best. Man, I love racing with them. I wouldn't do this without them. Got to thank Chris, got to thank Mike, everybody who runs this league, and all you guys up in the booth. You guys do an amazing job. I was over in Japan. I was watching some of the stuff, and I'm like, I just want to be there. And you guys do an excellent job. So thank you.
Well, appreciate the kind words as always. Congratulations on the podium, and we'll see you next week at Lucas Oil.
All right, let's go.
But we just keep finding like the nicest people, like the good personalities that make all this worth it. So, John Wilco is one of them. Great guy. Sounds like a family man. Get to go to Japan and hang out. That sounds fun. So glad he's back though, and back into the top 10, which he's grinded out these results all season long. And that win at Las Vegas in the O'Reilly, that was so much fun. That's what it's all about. But your final race results here tonight from North Wilkesboro. Tane Otteson, 172 laps led, but man, did he get it in a thriller. 1 second over Diego Rodriguez, 1.3 over Wilco, 1.4 over Ortiz, and those are the 4 that had the set of tires at the end. Those 4 were going for it. Wilco, your hard charger. Otteson, most laps led, fastest lap, pole position, 14 cautions to 195 laps. Ran under green flag conditions, 55 under yellow. 5 different leaders for 8 lead changes. In the 250 lap regulation distance. 1 second over Diego Rodriguez, 1.3 over Ortiz, and those are the 4 that had the set of tires at the end. Those 4 were going for it. Wilco, your hard charger. Otteson, most laps led, fastest lap, pole position, 14 cautions to 195 laps. Ran under green flag conditions, 55 under yellow. 5 different leaders for 8 lead changes. In the 250 lap regulation distance. And you can see your further results down there. Kyle Courtney would have been a factor in this race. They had that set saved, but they lost internet just inside of 50 to go, right when things were getting interesting. So that's tough. Dalton Hayes, Steve Herring ran 50 laps each to round out tonight's field. And then we're back next Tuesday at Lucas Oil. So I'll take care. Have a good one.